So thank you all for coming here to this last session on the data series. Today we're going to be talking about Canvas and tribal community data. So let's get started. So we want to first, before we begin anything, just share the acknowledgement that this session was supported by the Office of Victims of Crime and the Office of Justice Programs and the Department of Justice. But today our opinions, findings, and conclusions expressed in the presentation are our own and not those of the Department of Justice. So as I said, today we're going to be talking about community and tribal data. So the two data resources we're going to be looking at is the NCES College Navigator and also the US Census Bureau my tribal data. My tribal area, sorry. And we're going to be talking about how you can use this data and what you can learn from these sites in terms of just different information that you can gather from the sites that are available. And then I'm going to do a quick demonstration of each of the sites, and then we'll give you some time for yourselves to do a little exercise where you'll be able to gather some data from the actual resource yourself. And then we'll sit and wait for you if you have any questions or need any another example or another demonstration of the tool to access information that you're looking for. So with that, we'll start with the College Navigator. So this tool is basically by the National Center of Education Statistics, and it provides information on campuses all across the U.S. It provides demographic information about how much the tuition costs, the graduation rates, information about the student population. It provides campus security information and access to another resource that I will show that provides a more in-depth campus security information. And so this tool is very useful for if you're trying to understand the college populations that are in your community. And if you wanted to do more targeted outreach to just learn who's in the community, who do we need to be serving, and what is the campus resources that are available, and how you can support those efforts. And also you can learn about the crime rates on campus, and this could be targeted towards prevention efforts that your agency could be working towards. So we'll give it demonstration of that tool, but this is just a quick overview of that resource. The second one is by the United States Census Bureau. And so this is a resource called My Tribal Area, and it provides information about American Indians and Alaska Natives populations. Some of the states are not included because some of the states don't have their tribal community data available. So I'll show that later in the demonstration, but I just wanted to note that. So there is majority of the states are included with tribal data that is available, but there are a couple of states that don't have any tribal data, so they're not listed on the platform, as you'll see. And this tool is really helpful to just learn, specifically looking at Native populations, looking at like demographics, like racial background, maybe housing, employment, education background. And again, similar to the campus College Navigator website, this tool could be extremely helpful for really understanding the Native population that may be in your community that you didn't really know, or you may know, but now you have more information so that you can pull from this resource to be able to just highlight any data that is shown there to either amplify outreach efforts, maybe targeted support that you want to focus on, and also just a tool that you can help to better understand the lives of American Indians in your area and better advocate for support for them. So again, this is just an overview of the two tools that we're going to be talking about today. And so I want to shift over to doing a live demonstration. So we'll start with the College Navigator tool and then talk about the My Tribal Data tool. So if you can see here, if you put in this address, nces.edu.gov, College Navigator, it'll take you to this web page. And on the web page, you can be able to search for schools in different ways. You can look for the school name you specifically know which school you're looking for, or you can use this menu to be able to look at the state that you want to look at. I like using this feature because you're able to see all the different states and you can click on like multiple states that you want to look at. And it'll provide you like all the schools in those areas. So for example, I'm gonna try, I think it's Maryland, yes. Maryland. Um, and I want to look at, public schools that are 4-year. So these are also additional search options that you can look at. Some other ones are like looking at the tuition, looking at the enrollment, where they're located. So if you want to look at schools that are in rural areas or suburban areas, you can do that. And there's other features that you can also search for to like really narrow your search. But for the purpose of the demonstration, I'm just gonna do Maryland and look at the public 4-year colleges. So after you do that, you go to show results. And then it provides you a list of the different schools that are in the area. So for Maryland, it just gives me all the lists of the public 4-year institutions that are here. And something that's also cool that you can do is you can add it to your favorites. And what it will do is put the school in a folder kind of, and you can add different schools to it and then be able to look at comparing them, or you can take a school out. So just for the purposes of the demonstration, I'll just look at one school. So let's do University of Maryland, College Park. So let's say you just want to look at one specific school. You can do that. And it provides you with information, general information, either like the website or just a quick overview of the school and what they offer. And then you can open general information. General information kind of gives you information on like what the school has. So if they have any student services, um, any other information that you may want to know, like if they accept federal aid, all those different things. And if you go down to enrollment, if you want to see the demographic of the school, you would click on enrollment. And here it provides you with the most recent is 2023, but it provides the information about what the enrollment looked like, undergrads to grad students. It provides you a breakdown, the racial breakdown, different demographics that you may want to look at. It provides that information for you. And one last feature I wanted to show was the campus security and safety one. So this provides information, as you can see, it only provides up to the year 2021, but it gives you an overview of just the criminal offenses, VAWA offenses, arrest, and disciplinary actions on the campus through those years. There's also a resource called ope.edu Campus Safety, and I can pull that up right here. And that gives you a little more information about the school in terms of the campus security information. And so you could be able to look at it differently. So you could be able to look at the criminal offenses, hate crimes, violent offenses, arrests, disciplinary action, unfound crimes, fire statistics, all of that information specifically about the school that you're looking at. So you can put in different schools. In here, I put in Howard for an example, but let me go back to the view data. Get information. Okay, get data on one school. So you can go back to the home page. It'll take you to where you can compare, you can download data, or you can look at specifically one university if you want to. Um, so if we put in, like, let's go with the state, go back to Maryland. You can also use the other features to be able to look specifically at like narrow down your searches. But I'll just go with Maryland. So should provide you more schools than this. Let me go back. Clear. Okay. Clear. Then we want to put Maryland. Continue. Yes, and then it shows you all the different schools in that state, or even you can look at it in this at the city level. Um, but in the same school we're looking at. University of Maryland. Tomorrow. College Park.
You've confused it by putting Baltimore in College Park. There we go.
Okay. Hmm. It gave me the school, just not.
I just take out the Baltimore and College Park should show up.
Apologize for this. There you go. Now it should work. Right. Okay. So you click the school that you want to look at, and also gives you the different campuses that you can look at. So you can look at there's 3 different campuses for College Park. So you can see the different ones if like the school has that. But for College Park, it does. So after you click the school that you want to look at, again, it will show you that information. Here it shows up to 2022, so you can get a little more like more recent information than 2021. But again, it will provide you with like you can look at the hate crimes, you can look at VAWA offenses, you can look at the arrests, disciplinary actions, unfound crimes, and fire statistics for that school. And you can also break it down by the campuses. So we can look at the different ones there. So this just provides you information on the campus security information, not all of the different information that the College Navigator provided. So that's pretty much this tool. I really like that you can be able to compare different schools if you wanted to look at that. But I can switch over to providing you an overview of my tribal area. So you'll put in my census.gov tribal. And as I had said before, some states are not reflected. So even though there's like all the states here, let's pick one that might not have it. District of Columbia might be, yeah. So it'll say stuff like no travel areas for this state. So if you're looking at your state and you realize, oh, okay, it doesn't have that, maybe you can look at an area closer or something similar. I know Michigan does, so I'm gonna use that for example. So you would select the different tribal areas that you're interested in looking at. I'll go with the Grand Traverse Reservation. And basically it provides you with the information, like you can look at people, which will give you demographic information of the population from age, race, sex, place of birth. So even ancestry will give you a lot of information or just even just the demographics. And if you toggle on the job icon, that provides you information on employment, unemployment level, poverty, different industries and information of that nature. The housing one, it provides you information on housing situations in the area, if they're occupied, if they're rented, who moved in the area, the value of the homes that are occupied by people who identify as Native Alaskan or Alaskan Native or Native American. Um, and then also there's an economy tab. So everything is just like located right here for ease to be able to navigate and look at the data you want to look at. It doesn't allow you to have a feature where like similar to College Navigator where you can compare, but you can be able to download this data and create your own comparison chart, maybe through Excel if you wanted to do that. And the last icon is about education. So just again, like ease to go through this information, be able to download it, it tells you the source, so it's up to 2023 that this data is available. So information like that you can be able to use to really understand your the tribal communities in your area. So let me stop sharing and go back to next part of the presentation. All right. So now we're going to move on to actually doing the exercise where you're going to be able to go on to these different data tool websites and be able to find data for this worksheet that we have for you all. You can be able to enter the QR code, like use the QR code to look this up, or I don't know, Susan, if you put into the chat, yes, the
Yeah.
worksheet that you can be able to access through the chat. And just here, like just the steps that you can look here, or you can go to the actual worksheet and fill it out, and it has all the information there. So we'll just give you all time to to answer those questions, and if you have any questions for us, or need any further demonstration or try to figure out where you can find information on the tools, just let us know and just come off mute and let us know or enter it in the chat.